Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the bean stitch. This is a fantastic, fully reversible, easy peasy, one row repeat stitch. It's great if you love the look of a puff stitch but don't like how much yarn a puff stitch uses. This is almost like a little mini puff stitch, but it has the advantage of having this sort of zigzag effect as well. It looks great if you change colors every other row like I have done for this sample, but looks equally fantastic if done in a solid color. To begin, pop a slip knot onto your hook. Now the pattern multiple for the bean stitch is really simple. It's just an odd number. So you can go ahead and chain any odd number to the width that you would like your project to be. I'm just going to be making a really small sample today, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 15. Once you have the desired amount of chains, we're going to start by immediately working the bean stitch. We're going to work the bean stitch into the third chain from our hook. Now the loop on your hook does not count as anything. You only count the fully formed chains hanging down below. So that's 1, 2, 3. And into the third chain, we're going to work our very first bean stitch. So to do that, just place your hook directly into the chain itself. Doesn't matter which part of the chain you go into, whichever is easiest. For me personally, I go into the bottom part of the chain, but totally personal preference. Then you're going to want to yarn over. Your yarn will already be at the back waiting for you, and draw that loop through. So you'll have 2 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and go back into that same chain. Yarn over at the back, draw up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Then one more time, we're going to yarn over back into that same chain and draw up a loop. You'll have 6 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now yarn over and draw through all 6 loops. Then to finish your bean stitch, chain 1 to secure it. That entire part, including the chain 1, is the bean stitch. Now to move on to make your next bean, you're going to skip a chain and work a bean stitch into the chain afterwards. So skip a chain and insert your hook straight into the very next chain. Draw up a loop. Then yarn over, go back into the chain and draw up a loop. And then one more time, yarn over, go back into the chain and draw up a loop. Once you have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, draw through all 6 loops. Then to finish your bean stitch, secure it with a chain 1. Keep working this all the way down your chain. Skip a chain, bean stitch in the next. Don't forget to secure your bean with a chain 1. Again, skip a stitch, bean into the next. Keep going until you have run out of chains to work into. Skip 1, bean in the next. Once you've finished this first row, just count the number of beans that you have and remember that number. That number is how many bean stitches you will have on every subsequent row. Now, if you wanted to change color every single row, like I have on my nice sample here, this is the point at which you would do it. You're simply going to bring in your new color, leaving a nice long tail for weaving in, draw it over your hook, and then pull it through the loop that's on your hook. Then you can go ahead and trim off your old color. Then knot these two tails together, just gently. It's just to hold them for now. Then chain 1 and turn your work. For row 2 is the pattern repeat row. Now all that means is row 2 is the row that you're going to do over and over and over again until your project is the length that you want it to be. Now the first thing we need to do is identify where we're going to be working these bean stitches. We're not going to be working in between the bean stitches from the row below. We're actually going to be working into the side of these bean stitches. So if you pull your bean apart, you will see there's a very clear little triangle of space right on the side. It's part of the bean stitch. That is where we are going to be working our bean stitches for this row. So just gently pull apart your beans from the row below and you'll spot them right there in the side. So into that little side space, into the side of the bean stitch from the row below, we're going to work a new bean stitch. So just as you did, pop your hook in, draw up a loop, then yarn over and go back in, draw up a loop and yarn over, back in and draw up a loop. You'll have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 6 loops and then secure the bean stitch with a chain 1. Then move over and work your second bean stitch into the side of the second bean stitch from the row below. So straight into that side space, pop your hook in and create a little bean stitch. Moving across to the next bean, in the side of the bean stitch from the row below, work your new bean. Working into the side of the bean stitches is what gives it this really fun zigzag type effect. So keep working into the side of each bean stitch, create a new bean. Once you get to the very last bean stitch of the row, you'll notice a little bit chunkier at the end. That's fine, just pull it apart and again work into the side space just here. And finish your bean stitch with the chain 1. Just take a moment to check that you have the same amount of beans in this second row as you did in the first. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bean stitches in my first row, ignoring obviously this little turning chain. That isn't a bean stitch, that's just the skipped chains from the first row. And so for the second row, I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beans. Now again, if you wanted to change color, this is the point at which to do it. You want to bring in your new color, lay it over the hook and draw it through. Trim off your old color and chain 1. Turn, and just as we did on this yellow row, identify the side of the yellow bean stitches and work your new bean stitches into those side sections. So just straight in, work a new bean into the side of the old beans. Remember, this very last bean will be slightly thicker, but that's fine. Identify the side bit and work your new bean. Oops, right into the side bit, not into one of the loops like I just did. Check you've got the same number of beans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and keep repeating that row. Now, if you didn't want to change color, that's fine. You can continue. It's exactly the same as the color change rows. The only difference is we're not drawing through a new color. So you just go ahead, chain 1, turn, and work your beans into the side of the old beans from the row below. Once your project is the length that you want it to be, to finish the bean stitch, once you have completed your final bean, you're going to go ahead and chain 1, snip your yarn, leaving a nice long length for weaving in, pull that out, pull it tight, and that's all there is to the bean stitch. So let me know down in the comments what you think about the bean stitch, and until next time, happy crocheting! Bye!